Man, it feels like it's been so long since we played this one.
Hello everybody and welcome to Dragons in the Dining Room. We're waiting on one of our other players to show up. He's running a little bit late. Aurora is going to be in our chat today as she decided, well, not her, but the people she works with decided to send her off to go to train when she should be here playing D&D with us. Yes, I'm sorry for that, but you know, at least you're here with us in spirit, right? A couple of quick. Do you like it?
Yeah.
Okay. A couple of quick things I want to announce for everybody. One, I'm working on understanding some software so that I might be able to pump ambient music through the stream and give you guys a little bit more immersion through that. Oh, I'm sure you have, Aurora. I don't quite have that figured out right now, but you know, I just started playing around with it about an hour ago. Hopefully by this weekend I'll have it figured out. At the very least we'll have some music during intermission so you guys aren't listening to dead air. Second, we have started loyalty points, which we have called dragon scales. They are currency that you get just for watching us. You don't have to make any investment whatsoever. Not those kinds of toys. You don't have to make any type of, yep, there you go. Aurora just pulled up the chat command to see how many dragon scales she has. Right now, the dragon scales can be used for followers to acquire the channel invite to our Discord that we have going on. In the near future, we're working on allowing viewers to be able to influence the game in minor ways. Some of the concepts we've come up with are allowing viewers to name a player and they can re-roll a natural one, name a player and give them advantage or disadvantage on one of their rolls. Little animations that might coincide with the season that we're dealing with, so snowflakes during winter, lightning bolts during thunderstorms, things like that. And maybe even some sound bites, so if you wanted it to be like a dragon was roaring at us, we would have that happen. We're also looking for input from the viewers as to any ideas they might have that we could use those dragon scales for. I know that Miss Fatal Pillow, her significant other, Twisted Drake, have suggested doing stream loot crates. No, not control over power, no. We already had a crow take out a transformer last Sunday. It messed with our stream pretty good. But yeah, Twisted Drake mentioned something about doing stream loot crates, which would allow you to potentially get perks, bonuses, and prizes to go along with some of your favorite video games. So that's something that we're looking into as well. Feel free, send us a message either on Twitter, on Facebook, catch us in chat while we're streaming and give us ideas. Pretty much, we want to hear from you. Let us know what kind of thoughts you have, and if it's something that we can implement, you may see it in the very near future. Which leads me to, we have a Discord server now. People who are subscribers automatically have the ability to join the Discord server. You can talk with us pretty much anytime you want, whether we're streaming or not on the Discord, as long as we are in the channel. I'm in there almost all the time. For subscribers, you automatically are capable of accessing the Discord. All you have to do is go grab Discord, make an account, and set your connections, which you'll find under your settings. the little cog icon in the lower left-hand corner. Click on connections and attach your Twitch account to it, and it will take either immediately or within the hour. You'll be able to see the different channels that you have access to. The big purple dragon head would be us. For followers, once you get the channel invite through the purchase with the dragon scales, you can log into Discord, click on the link, and it will bring you straight to our channel. We'll adjust any permissions that need to be adjusted so that you can talk with us and hang out with us there as well. Beyond that, working on some animations, working on some alerts for when you guys follow us, donate, tip, cheer, all that good stuff. So when you guys are actually doing something that really stands out, you'll really stand out because it'll be right there on screen for the world to see. I don't think there's much else to announce except for the fact that we will be losing one of our players very soon here. Our resident Amber Lee will be moving soon here, so we'll be losing her from both Strahd and the Randor campaign. We'll miss you.
I'll miss you all too.
I'm working on figuring out how perhaps we can get her involved by using Skype, Discord, something like that, so she can be part of the stream even from that distance. We're looking into options now. Something that's not going to cost me an arm and a leg because I'm poor and work 2 jobs already. With that being said, we're waiting on Nabari to show up. He said he was running late. And yeah, whenever you guys come back into town, I'll make sure that you can sit down at the table and play with us. We are, again, playing the Randor Campaign. Where we left off, the group was traveling through the woods outside the elven harbor of Care Harbor after having been forcefully removed from the city as they were being blamed for all of the civil unrest. They traveled out into the woods, making their way, yes, excommunicated, potentially even exiled. I'm not sure which E word I want to use. They learned of a city to the east by the name of Adavale that they decided to go visit. On their way, they ran into a couple of tiefling, humanoid creatures that they hadn't met before until this very moment. And in meeting with the tiefling, there was an older gentleman and a child. They watched as the child ran past them, seeming to be in much distress. Following right on his heels was this boy's uncle that the party soon learned, and he asked if the party could chase the boy down and bring him back. They took some time, chased the kid down, brought the child back to his uncle, and heard the uncle admonishing the young man for not living up to the family lineage that they had been training for so many years. They asked if the tieflings could help, the party asked if the tieflings could help them find directions to Adavale, where they found out that the 2 tieflings actually resided, and they said when they're done with this little thing that they were in the middle of, they would escort them back to Adavale. The party heard some strange noises and decided to investigate. As they investigated, they found the uncle sitting, leaning against a tree, watching as the young man was in hand-to-hand combat with a shambling mound. The party didn't take too keenly to it, admonishing the uncle, saying that it was unfair and unjust to do something like that to the child. Amber Lee, being the kind-hearted soul that she is, tried to intervene a little bit. only to be told, no, this is something that he must accomplish himself. Yeah, curiosity killed the dragonborn, or could. After a short time, the shambling mound apparently ate the child. The uncle showed no concern, but when addressed by the party, explained that this was a type of rite that the child had to go through, something that very few tieflings throughout generations managed to accomplish, and if the boy didn't survive, while it was a tragedy, the boy had all the tools necessary to come out of this as the victor. While they waited with bated breath, they watched as a giant purple pulse emanated from inside the shambling mound, and then a second one. Yeah, nice uncle. Yeah, his words of encouragement, don't die, boy. But as the second pulse emanated from inside the shambling mound, the mound burst like a salad going out of a blender without the top on it. And the child was no longer a child, but now a cambion. Much to the confusion of the party, but the uncle seems to be quite elated. They moved on from this, heading toward Advale, and they learned that the certain tieflings show an affinity to what's referred to as the old blood, referring to something in the past of the tieflings. The party not exactly sure what it was. As they traveled on, they eventually had to make camp as it got dark. And during the middle of the night, there was some noises. And who was it that woke to find? I think it was you that woke, that saw the movement in the grass.
When I woke up, I realized that I woke up on my own. I didn't get woken up, and the tiefling was gone.
Yep. He had disappeared out into the tall grasses. I'm trying to remember which one woke up to find out that there was creatures out in the tall grass.
I don't think that was me, but I don't remember.
That's okay, Aurora. Just do your best. Actually, in this case, I'm not going to call you by your Twitch handle. I'm going to call you by your character. That's okay, Serena. Do your best. Either which way, the party woke to find that there were rats moving about in the tall grass, but they were more humanoid than they were rodent. And the tiefling was missing. Nabari was trying to figure out what he could do. Amberly, you woke to some of the noise as the grasslands burst into fire, while the child Cambion was launching bolts of fire from his hand.
And then that's when I clicked, that's where he went.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was thinking. It might have been on yours because you and your feline friend, Artemis, is that our Nabari? Yay, Nabari's here.
Hello.
We're just recapping last time. So.
Okay, good. Good.
Actually, I just finished recapping.
Oh, perfect.
Which character sheet out because you guys have creatures to deal with. Hey, Waster, how's it going?
Hello.
Which means I need to grab my book. And I can't find because I think my wife stole it from me again.
Which book do you need?
My Tome of Foes.
Oh. I'm not helpful there.
No. Okay, your DM's going to disappear for a moment. I gotta find a book that I think my wife stole from me.
There you got a email that I need to take care of. I figure out why I have the email. Oh, I had an email for our house thing. So I had to figure out what I needed to do for that.
Alright, I know I have to message her.
What'd you do with my book?
Alright. No, Aurora, you did not eat it. Oh, bucket night? You know, I'd love to see pictures of those, Waster. You should find me on Twitter. Alright.
I
Contacting
think
the
that comment was for you.
Oh, yeah. I already looked into the email, hun, and there's a couple things in that email that don't quite make sense.
Oh, is she playing for you? Are you helping her character?
What's it? Oh, I took out her sheet and whatnot, but I'm trying to deal with
Oh,
an email that
you have-
doesn't make sense.
If you have Facebook, you can drop pictures on. See how you are? You're making this difficult. Do you have Instagram? I have almost all social media connected to Dragons in the Dining Room. I'll make an exception for you. Oh, find us on Discord. I'll have to get you a channel link to that.
There we go.
Right,
There.
so
I got my.
you guys are in the plains. There are strange humanoid rat creatures that are about you in the tall grasses. You'd seen them earlier, just before you'd run into the two tiefling. And if you recall, the younger tiefling that turned into a Cambion is out in the tall grass launching fire bolts at these rat creatures. Which anybody who spent any time out in the plains understands that fire and tall grass
Don't mix it well.
don't mix so well. I need to grab one of
That's
my
wonderful.
favorite tools. I would like for you guys to roll initiative.
Oh, excuse me. Ouch.
That's not a good sign. Make sure you roll one for Amberly too, or for Serena too.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Careful.
Well, you know, I swore off social networking for many, many, many years. I had a Facebook just so people could get a hold of me, and I just posted random quotes that I rather enjoyed. And then I started doing Twitch streaming and realized that social media is one of those evil necessities. So, with that being said, I hope you guys have your minis.
I have time.
Now, I'm going to have you guys
I have Hans armored bag here.
Oh, do I have an Artemis for you? Or do you have an Artemis for you yet?
I think so, sort of, kind of.
If not, I think I have an Artemis.
She's got a couple of kitties in here.
Okay. Use one of the kitties and roll for Artemis 2.
They're interlinked. There we go.
That's cute.
Yeah, it's a good thing I have multicolored dice here.
I have a panther that I've been using as Artemis.
Okay, what do I do for Artemis's
Do you have she's got a note card form, right?
Yeah.
Add his dex mod.
Dex mod? Okay. Holy crap, okay.
Yeah, he's got a decent sized dex mod.
Mm-hmm. So, okay.
Give me half a second here. I'm going to see if I can find what I'm looking for on the computer because I'm still waiting on a response back.
We need to pay these for you, hon.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. There we go. All right. So I can't find that there. We'll just go off of that. Starting with Navarre.
I have a 15.
And you said you?
He's at you to mine.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
like a 15's a decent roll. What's Serena's?
Serena's is 21.
And Serena is really fast. What did Artemis roll?
Artemis has a 18.
And last but not least, Miss Amber Lee is potentially last but not least. Oh, I need to roll for him too. Oh, goodness.
I hear you, hon.
What's that?
Oh, time.
Time is on my side.
Yeah, right.
Yes, it is.
Oh. Wow, it's been such a long time. I forgot what this was and I was looking for it.
Okay, so we'll just have to use something equivalent because that's how I roll. Alright, so you guys have all that. We have, okay. Goodness, guess what? I'm not rolling very well either.
Okay. I need to make one of these for a goat or something.
Right? Alright, so as you guys wake from your slumber,
I'm numbering the bad guys over here.
there should be 6, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
But this way, whatever ones we hit, we know.
Where did my stuff go? Alright, so as you guys watch these flame jets shooting out of the Cambion's hands, you're a little bit off put by it because, well, there's fire everywhere. And while this is happening, Amber Lee, trying to make sure that everything, you know, everybody's awake, people are moving, stuff needs to happen now, if not yesterday, she gets hit by a slightly smaller variant of an arrow, as from out of the tall grass, one of the little rat creatures launches a shot at her, and she takes,
Hold on. So is one attacking me?
or sorry, Serena's getting attacked.
Okay.
Serena's getting
I'm like, if one's attacking me, I'd like to know because I have a warning flare.
Serena is being hit by this one because she's the one that was on watch when all of this happened. And as it launches its shot across the way and strikes Amber Lee, it's
You're getting us mixed up.
hits Serena. I don't know why I do that so often. It hits Serena, and it catches her completely off guard, and hits you in a soft spot right between the ribs as you take 10 points of piercing damage.
Ouch.
All right, where's your bag? And now it's Serena's turn.
Okay. so I don't even know what she has for.
Buckles. Ow.
Yeah. Just above the floating ribs, it tore right through the soft spot right there.
Ow.
Alright, Emily. Never mind. I'm not shooting no more. I finally got a response. I might be able to get my book. I'm making up stats on the fly. Well, that's fun. It's not always the best.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot the
Arrow.
little
Okay.
bastard that shot me. Bow arrow.
Okay. I'm assuming you use, well, okay, that's what I was wondering.
And
Good
it's
choice.
a lot of fun to have that kind of stuff. So what is she doing?
So she's going to Hunter's Mark first.
Oh yes. Always remember the hunter's mark first.
Can we push this over this way a little bit more?
Yeah. Yep, go for it.
The cloth is making it hard for me on the side. That should be good enough.
Okay.
I just wanted you to see.
One. Can't see the bag right now.
Okay.
Oh, it's right there.
I adjusted your table
Four.
so I could see my screen. Or
Okay, I am much better now. I found the thing.
The thing.
Okay, so she hunter's marked it.
Yep.
and then Artemis is gonna try to gnaw on him.
I can work with that.
And I'm assuming that she's probably going to fire her arrows here. That said hunter marked thing.
Yeah, that makes the most sense to me too.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see how Serena responds to getting hit by a... And I was mistaken. It was a crossbow bolt.
It was a crossbow bolt. Ah.
But the damage is still the same. Artemis is going to go just after you, so it will still work.
Okay, so she has the hunter's mark out. Okay, there we go. Okay. Should I roll for her?
She doesn't have her dice. She can't roll for me.
What was hers? Use bow. 9, 14 to hit.
14 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And we're shooting at the one that shot you.
Yep.
All right.
What is the hunter's mark? Extra 1d6 on target. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll damage.
Hers is a 1d8 plus dex. Okay. Plus the 1d6. Okay. 1d8 plus 6. 7, 8. What's your dex? 9, 10, 11 points of damage.
Okay. You did 10
Hang
points.
on.
You did 10 points of damage. I did 11. All right.
Whack! Ow! Whack!
You guys are launching bolts and arrows at each other, and it's turning into a real firefight here. And as you hit this creature, it pretty much drops to the ground. But there's still a bit of movement from that direction. Artemis' turn.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be number 3.
Number 3?
Yep.
Okay.
So you guys know.
Rower.
Literally.
Literally.
Hey, Artemis. Roar. Roar, be afraid of me. Roar.
No, meow.
do you want him to finish it off on, or?
Ooh, Obed High. I haven't thought about that name in a while.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So yeah, have Artemis do. It's not dead. It's not dead,
Okay,
so she'll
so
probably have him go after.
We'll go. Yep. We'll do that. Okay. 18 plus whatever.
Yeah, it's gonna hit.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not even gonna question that.
Okay. What is
An
it?
18 on the die, that is definitely a hit.
Yeah. Okay. And what's it? Bite? Oh, it gets multi-attack. So
Yeah.
bite, claw.
Yeah.
So 1 die each.
Make sure you move him up to number 3 because you gotta be within melee range.
Okay. Or something. There we go. So bite is a 1 die each. Okay. Do that.
How much movement was that? 20 feet?
Yes.
Okay.
Assuming these are 5-foot squares.
Yep.
Okay. So that was 5.
And he's biting.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, he walks over there, sees this rat on the ground, and is trying to scurry away. And just like every hunter feline there is, looks down, catches it by the throat, and just tears it right. That's one dead rat. And I need a dexterity save from Artemis and Nabari.
Okay. Dex.
Okay.
Okay. So 6, 10 for Artemis.
No.
Okay.
And what's mine here? It's 17.
17?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Artemis has 10 more feet of movement, I believe. So he can finish off his multi-attack.
Oh, okay. In which case, we'll go after 2.
After 2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So he gets 2 claw attacks? Or just 1?
He gets 2 claw attacks if that's what it says for multi-attack.
Okay.
Oh, never mind.
Hmm?
I'm doing some math here.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I think he missed that one. It's a 6 altogether. That one's a 14.
And a 14 and an 8?
14 and a 6.
Yeah, neither of them catch the rat as it scurries,
Okay.
trying to get away from the attack. The dexterity save was, as you're doing this, there's flame bolts launching into the fray now, and you two have to get out of the way as shrapnel is flying off the ground.
Okay then.
Unfortunately, neither of you are being assaulted by it too very much. Number 5. Have him stay right there,
Okay.
and he is going to shoot at Artemis.
Oh, no kidding.
And that's an 11 to hit.
I'm
Pretty sure his AC is a little bit higher than that.
much higher. Yeah. No, that 16 is yeah.
And from out of nowhere, that shot happens. And then wherever that shot came from, you can't see.
Oh, okay.
Rat number 6. Have him move 30 feet. Nope, 25.
Like that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll work. Is that Serena?
Yep.
Yep.
Perfect. As it tries to attack, and I can't be the die on the table for some reason, and rolls an 18 to hit.
I think that's a hit. Yep.
As it pulls out this little tiny freaking pig sticker of a knife and goes for 5 points of piercing damage.
Apple. Okay.
Nabari,
12.
before you do that, have rat number 5 scoot forward so it's flanking Artemis. Or as close to flanking as he can get. He's got 25 feet of movement.
Okay. So yeah, that'd be just
Okay.
just there.
Perfect. It is Nabari's turn.
Okay.
You can see you can see 3 rats moving about. That would be 6, 1, and 2.
6, 1, and 2. Okay. So I don't see 5.
Nor do you see 4.
Okay. Well, I'm going to.
Well, you're the one that pointed them out. They're not being rude, they're being smart.
Being that I see the one that attacks Serena here,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cast Shillelagh on my save,
Mm-hmm.
that thing, and shoot, it's been a while since I've used it. What did it do again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, and I'm going to whack it with 2 hands.
Okay.
Where's my dice roll? There it is.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Kick his butt.
That would be 15.
A 15 will hit.
Yay! Well, it doesn't matter that then. But it would be 1d8 plus 2. Or no, 1d8 plus 3. Okay. So that would be 3, 6.
6. 6 points of damage as you whack this thing pretty decent. And which one's that?
That would be 6. Yep.
You hit it pretty hard and it reels back from the blow. You can tell that these aren't very sturdy creatures. Number 4. It's over there.
Mm-hmm.
Have it, well, before it does anything. Nice. Alright, starting from the left, Artemis. From out of nowhere, daggers start flying from the grass. You can't see where they're coming from. A dagger flies out and strikes Artemis in the flank. Another one flies out and just barely misses Nabari. And the third one strikes Serena.
Okay.
Artemis takes 7 points of piercing damage. And, sorry, make that 10 points of piercing damage. Because I can't math.
Where's
Just-
his HP?
I would, here,
Okay. 10 plus 15 is 40. Oh, HP 28. Okay.
Yes, what? Yeah, he shouldn't have too much, but he should be pretty hardy.
And he took 7 points, he said?
No, 10.
10. Okay.
And Serena takes a whole 4 piercing damage.
Gotcha.
Wait, that's not right. 4 plus 3 is 7 plus 3 is 10 for Artemis.
Okay, yep, that's what she said.
Okay.
But she only took 4, right?
She only took 4.
Okay.
As it just kind of grazed you.
Okay.
Yeah, 4. He kind of grazed you. And then, oh, that's kind of rough. All 3 of you see as it tries to slink away, approaching Artemis.
So,
As close to Artemis as I can get.
okay, there we go.
You guys can see it as it's trying real hard to slink through the tall grass. That brings us to rat number 1.
Okay.
Alan,
Mm-hmm.
have it approach Nabari.
5, 10. There we go.
Okay. It pulls out a dagger. And does a 13 hit?
It's a tie.
Yeah, so it swings out and you bat away the attack with your shillelagh. Amberly?
I am going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay. Yeah, it rolled a 5 on its stealth.
My
Oh, you can't see me. You can't see me. I'm sneaking up on you.
Holy sh!
nat 20 plus 5 to hit, or to
Where are you casting your sacred weapon?
right here.
Okay. And what are you attacking?
Number 5.
Number 5. And damage? Oh wait, you can't see number 5.
Okay, I can see number 4 though, right?
Yes.
Well, then I'll cast it over by number 4.
Yes.
Force damage equal to 1d8 plus.
Your wisdom modifier, because you're a cleric.
Yes. Which one is my? 3. So 4 damage.
No,
No, because you crit.
you crit. Add your max damage plus the die roll.
Oh, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
There you go. And that was number 4?
Yes.
Outstanding. You smack this thing with your spiritual weapon, and you hear.
Oh, what? How?
Oh, that makes it much easier.
And it's still your turn because that was just a bonus action.
As a bonus action on your turn, you can move the weapon up to 20 feet and repeat.
Yeah, but you can't do that on the turn you summon it because it was a
Okay.
bonus to summon it.
Okay. So I can Sacred Flame number 4 too?
You're going to try and take it away number 4.
Yes.
I need to beat a what dexterity?
Is that the spell save DC?
Yes.
13.
Yeah. Your flaming owl drops from the sky, bursts into this huge flame, and unlike the Cambion, you're not lighting the grass on fire, and nor are you lighting the rat on fire. Out of the way. Anything else? You do have some movement if you want.
I'm gonna stay right where I'm at.
Okay, number 2. Move it. Oh, it's right next to Artemis, isn't it?
Yep.
He's gonna poke at Artemis and not do a freaking. Wow, you guys suck. Brings us back around at the top of the initiative. Serena, it's your turn to do something again.
I need to pray harder.
You have 1 rat in front of you, 1 in front of Nabari, and 3, well, 2 that you can see for sure, surrounding Artemis. We're going to have to be careful with all those prayer waster. They might think you're overusing your what's the word I'm looking for? Faith. pick one by Artemis, and
Probably the one in front of it.
well, number 4 is hurt.
Number 4 is here. Yeah, 15. What is her?
That's gonna hit.
Okay, that'll hit, and that's the hunter's mark, which is
6 plus damage.
That 6 sucks. Okay. Anyways, that's 6, 7. That's 8, 9, 10.
As Serena launches an arrow across the way, and even with all of the obstacles between her and the target, the arrow strikes true as you watch the rat creature literally shift like 3 inches as it plunks into this thing.
I'm assuming that one's toast?
Yeah, that was more than toast.
Okay.
That was number 4.
Mm-hmm.
That brings us to Artemis.
Which is
What is Artemis's wisdom score?
wisdom score is plus
Plus.
+1.
Okay. Artemis is not aware of number 5 either.
Copy that. Alrighty. So I'm assuming it's going to attack.
Does she have extra attack? What level is she?
She's level 3.
Nope. Extra attack doesn't happen until 5.
Okay.
That one I can answer because of Eric.
So I'm assuming she's gonna have him not on.
The nearest one?
Yep. So that's 14 plus. What's that? Sorry, I'm trying to. Oh, 14 plus 4. So 18 to hit with the bite.
18 to hit with the bite, yes.
Mhm.
Hey, Waster, do you happen to have a D20 sitting around your house?
4. 7.
7
Mhm.
damage to number
2.
2?
Mhm.
Okay. And you have multi-attack, remember.
Oh, right. So claw number 1. 17 plus 4. So I'm assuming that's it.
17 plus 4?
Yeah.
That's gonna
Okay.
hit.
Okay. I was just making sure.
Roll one more time, just for shiggles.
Okay.
Because he's got 2 claw attacks, right?
Mm-hmm. So that one would have been a 14.
So he's got a bite and claw and claw.
Yeah. At least
Or
that's written
the
down here.
second claw doesn't hit.
Okay. So 1 die, which is 3.
Roll one for me and tell the result. How much damage?
7.
7?
Mm-hmm.
As one more time, Artemis rakes through a creature, and you just watch as he tears right through the soft leather that these things are wearing and lays him open. Number 5. Catches Artemis. Not quite critical. And does 4, 5, 6.
Nom nom nom.
Math is hard. 9 points of slash or piercing damage. And vanishes into thin air.
Ah, okay.
We gotta wait half a second. I want to see what Waster's result is on the 20.
Okay. Aw, sorry.
Come on, it's rats fighting a cat. You know, this is like Tom and Jerry in reverse. So, Navari, you're up in just a minute here.
Sounds good.
I don't want the PhD, I want the NM.
A 10.
You rolled a 10? Perfect. As from pretty much out of nowhere, there appears this cambion next to the rat, right in between the 2 rats in front of Nabari and Serena. as it swings with this, or sorry, it doesn't swing. It launches 2 more fire rays because he has no weapon on him. He launches with his fire rays, and you watch from this point blank range as it goes, and these 2 rats just burst. And 1, 2, 3. The first attack doing 4, 5, 7 damage. The second attack
Jeez.
doing 11 damage. That was a good roll, by the way.
So that's 1
And
in
rat
6.
number 6 just bursts into flames and drops in a pile of char. And you see this just little grin on the kid's face. I get it. Habari.
Well, being I can't see number 5, I'm going to attack the last one. Well, what I see is to be the last one.
Okay.
Yay, I helped.
We have 2 players at the table and 1 missing, and I'd really
17.
love to get 4 people at the table. So what the heck? Wasters in chat, we'll make use of it.
Yeah.
You can temporarily play the Cambion Tiefling thing NPC. Okay, what'd you roll?
17.
17? Yeah, you're gonna hit.
Alrighty. I'm gonna swing with that staff. And
2 points of damage.
Yeah, well, 5 altogether, yeah.
That's enough though. As you swing down, you crack this thing and you catch it just on the side of the jaw, and you watch its head just. Emily, to the best of your knowledge, everything's dead. But sitting in the back of your mind, you know you've seen something going on, but you're not sure what.
Okay, so I'm gonna take my movement this way.
Okay.
Can I see it now?
You would need to roll a perception.
Okay.
That sure rolls nice.
15. My passive is 15.
You don't see anything moving around in the grass.
Okay. That was fun.
And unfortunately, while this is going on, you notice that there are fires dotting the flames
Jeez.
where this kid has been launching his firebolts at everything. You count right now 5 of them. They're not very big right now, but judging by the temperature and all that good stuff, it's not going to be pretty. Wait, are we using a Cockney accent on that? That's a cracking good time.
I guess seeing as I can't see anymore, I'm gonna draw my spiritual weapon by me.
Okay.
And just be done.
Okay. Serena would need to roll a perception.
What is her perception? Her perception is 20.
20?
Yep.
With it being as dark as it is, still, let me double check one thing. Yeah, it's slightly overcast. Serena catches a little bit of movement, but it's hard to tell if it was the grass or if it was something moving.
Dark vision.
Thank you for the reminder. It still doesn't help.
Fine. How do you think it's just like a hear her saying?
5.
How are you? Now, Artemis, on the other hand, Artemis gets advantage on this.
Okay. What would his perception be then?
Add wisdom.
Add whiz? Okay.
And then add 2 for proficiency because familiar. Or not familiar, but hunter's path.
So that was a 20.
That's fine then.
And
Yeah.
that was less.
20.
20? Yep. Artemis can't quite make it out with, with all the blood and slightly new aromas. It's
Okay.
and it's going to stay right where it is and poke again at Artemis. An 18.
That would be it.
All right. As it does 8, 9, 10, 11 points of piercing damage to Artemis.
Artemis is down.
I'm sorry. Don't kill me, Mel. Don't kill me, Mel.
Do I roll perception or am I not a friendly fiend?
I will have you roll perception right now. You are technically not a trueborn Cambion. You're more like a half-breed Cambion. Add 4 to whatever you roll. I think I just got threatened by don't kill my cat. Okay, yeah, you need to pick a different die. You are incapable of figuring out where it is. However, you do have access to something, and you're still learning your powers. You have this really nifty thing where you can command, but you're nope, never mind. You have to see what you're targeting. You can't use that. So unfortunately, you can't see where this thing is. Yep. So you didn't quite beat its stealth roll. Nabari.
Okay, so I
You
see.
just watched Artemis drop, and then
Okay. I'm going to. First off, do I see the creature?
I don't know yet.
Probably not, because that was that 15 would have been.
Nope, not sure where it came from.
Okay.
Have the creature move behind Everly.
I'm going to rush over to Artemis
Okay.
and cast Cure Wounds.
You're gonna cure wounds, Artemis?
Mm-hmm.
Aw, you do care.
Which is, was it 1 day? Oh, plus my. God, it's been rough.
Also, I tried to whisper you, War Boss, and it is not available to me. So you might have to send the dragon from the dining room a whisper first.
Plus my whiz, which would be for 7, so he's back up 7.
Yay, 7 HPs. I think you just got threatened too.
I think so.
When you play D&D with your significant other and you don't say their death, you're gonna die.
Or whenever something like happens, she brings that up.
Right. You
remember
didn't
that
save
one-
my cat.
Remember that one time you didn't say Artemis? Anything else out of Unibari?
No, but I'm probably guessing that there's still something around here, being that Artemis went down.
Oh yeah, you're
so.
pretty sure.
Okay. Out of curiosity, is poison spray flammable?
Not this type of poison.
Okay.
This is just a caustic poison.
Okay. So I could potentially use it to try to put out fires.
You know, I've never thought of that. It's a 15-foot spray. Or wait, poison spray?
Yeah.
Double check.
Okay.
Read me the description.
Poison spray is extend a hand towards a creature you can see within range, project a puff of noxious gas from your palm. The creature must succeed on the Constitution saving throw, take 1d12 points of poison damage. So the gas.
Yeah. So in that case, I'm thinking negative.
Okay, yeah. Okay, well, in this case, I don't really have anything that I can do at this point in time other than tend to pour Artemis here.
Okay. Pretty sure I found you.
That we have.
Is the kitty okay?
It better be now.
All right, Waster, check your messages on Twitch. I think I found you, and I think I sent you the right information. I just pretend I know what's going on. So that was Nabari. That brings us to Emily. Kind of annoying dealing with a rogue.
I'm roll perception again.
Okay.
$20.
20. It's really hard for you to catch what's
Look over.
Sorry.
You have a hard time catching what's going on around you, and at first, and that concern with Artemis dropping out of nowhere distracts you. But as you're listening to Nabari speak the druidic words that he uses for his spell, there is just the smallest rustle in the grass behind you that catches your attention.
Okay.
And as you spin around, right in your face, sort of, because it's shorter than you, right in your face is the trap creature.
And it hasn't been a minute since I cast the
Oh heck no, it's only been about 12 seconds.
Okay. I'm going to
You don't have any healing potions, I'm sorry.
I'm going to move it right there and attack.
Okay, roll it.
Right here. 9.
No, your spiritual weapon doesn't really do much against this creature as it dies out of the way.
It wiggles threateningly.
No!
So that was considered a bonus action, or was
That
that?
was your bonus. Not right now.
I'll try my sacred flame again.
Okay.
13.
It misses. I'm sorry, I rolled a 20 on the die.
Well,
And because you did not hit it, you were just attacking that spot. You guys don't know what she was doing other than blowing up the 5-foot square behind her.
over here.
So you call out over here. Serena gets to roll another perception.
Ooh.
I don't think she sees it. That was whatever her. No, it would be her passive. Whatever
Which
that's
is a 14.
Mm-hmm.
I have that.
Okay.
Yeah, Serena doesn't see it. She is just blind to this thing right now. Which brings us to Artemis.
Hmm?
Have him roll with advantage.
Nope. Not that one.
Unless Serena, you want to tell Artemis not to join the fray.
Yeah. She's not sure. You can hear the rats
Oh,
gnawing.
those two are just noisy. Okay, so
No,
she's gonna
okay.
ask Artemis to back off.
Okay.
So, Waster, you have a choice. You can either, well, first you have to roll a perception. And remember, add 4 to your perception.
Oh. If Artemis can see it until.
If Artemis can
Roll
see it and
the-
tell me where
Roll the
it is.
perceptions for him.
Okay. That's much better. So the perception was based on the wisdom, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so that would have been 20. Plus the proficiency?
Plus proficiency. Yeah.
22.
So Artemis says the same thing. I think he's behind Amber Lee. So, waiting on Waster's roll. Nabari, I'm going to have you roll right now too.
Okay. You said that in common, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Now that he can speak to him, which is 18 in total. Outstanding. So, Waster, you catch sight of this creature in the grass. You have 2 choices for your attack. You can either try and pummel it, or you can be the giddy little child that you were and keep launching those fire bolts at the
No more
at the
fire!
rat. Either which way, roll a 20, add 7, and let me know which attack you're doing.
Get it! Not with fire, though.
Or with fire, because
Right, exactly.
it's what I mean. It's kind of a bummer that we don't have a super busy chat,
Mhm.
but at the same time, it's kind of fun when you have this little
Right, back and forth.
back and forth that you have with viewers.
Yeah.
Kill it with all the fire.
We're all gonna burn.
I need to. Ooh, I can do that. I can add a chat command and it'll give a random number from 1 to 20.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I'll have to turn that one on. That way I can tell people, roll. First result on the random roll. Oh, good God, 23 again.
Oh, nice.
All right, so because you are this fledgling Cambion, you don't quite realize that you don't have the control over how many of these fire bolts that you can do. You automatically launch 2 out each time. And you do a grand total of 11, 14, 15, 17, 18 points of fire damage to this rat thing as it goes up in a conflagration
And I'm just like, ah!
that is much similar to a funeral pyre, only it smells worse. And with that,
Do I
you
smell
are
bacon?
you are now out of combat. You can be on, while we're having this little break, debrief, Waster, if you want to come up with a name for this Cambion, I will take it. Just don't do anything disrespectful.
Okay, so who all got hurt?
Serena is quite injured.
Yes.
And the cat?
The
The
cat
cat
is, yep.
Artemis is quite injured.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, toasty, but it has to be in the Mortal Kombat sound. Toasty! There we go. I can't get my voice out of there.
And
Yeah, Serena's down to 8 and Artemis is down to 7.
I'm pretty sure she's gonna want to check on her kitty. So.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna go over to them and I'm gonna use Prayer of Healing. Up to 6 creatures of your choice that you can see within range.
Doesn't
Each
Prayer
can-
Healing have a casting time on it?
10 minutes.
That's what I thought.
Counting right now.
Does that mean it takes
Almeric
10
the
minutes to
Fourth
work?
Sworn. Hold on, let me write that down. Toss me that notepad. Oh, no, never mind.
Okay.
I forgot I have one here.
Okay, regain
So
points.
she starts praying around you guys, and while she's doing that, the rest of you, what are you going to do with the fallen rat creatures? In this situation, you realize that Elmeric actually knows what's going on here, and his uncle speaks up and says more as a form of musing than anything else. I wonder what the rat folk are doing out this far. Usually they don't come as close to the street.
Well, first off, I'm gonna put out the fires because that's priority one.
Yep.
So I'll take a spade and.
Alright, Elmeric the Fourth Sworn has been entered into the annals of NPC record.
Right.
Okay, so what are the rest of you guys doing while Amberly is making her prayer?
After I've done putting out fires, I'll.
There's quite a number of them, and they span quite a distance. Elmeric was probably about 60, 80 feet away by the time you guys woke up and realized what was going on, and you saw the first of these fires burst up. So yeah, the farthest one away is about 70, 75 feet away from you.
I could use a little help putting out these fires if you don't mind.
You know, that's a very good question, Waster. Are you really going to entertain that thought? Okay, so Aurora's putting out fires close to the camp. That's fine. Roll me an athletics, Aurora.
13?
Roll me a survival. So basically a d20 and add 3.
Maybe make jerky. Oh god. Rat jerky.
I think it'd be kind of game, right, everybody?
Hers was 13.
13? Alright. It's a little bit hard going as you don't really have firefighting stuff. But you start putting up the fire. Navari, you said you were going.
Yeah, probably. On the wagon, is there a camp spade at all?
No.
No? Okay. Well, I'll try to do it with my hands. And,
Are you working on the near fires?
probably the ones furthest out since those.
So you're going to head out to those.
Yeah.
You realize that you're probably going to be. You find one of the more burnt ones, Waster, and as you cut off a hunk of it just to test, you realize that these things really need to be worked on before they're edible.
little salt, little paprika.
You also notice that your uncle is raising an eyebrow at you. And you recognize it as the, "What are you doing, boy?" raised eyebrow. You realize that if you take off to those further fires, whatever she's working on, you're probably not going to be within range.
Okay. Whichever ones are nearby then.
Roll me an athletics.
Cool. Okay. 19. Where's my athletics here? 24.
24? Yep. Between you and Serena, you're able to start putting out the fires, working your way slightly further out from where you guys are currently. By the time you get the third fire completely out, Serena, your spell triggers.
Well,
I got 12. Rolled 12 for it.
So everybody gets 12 hit points back.
Yay! That puts me back to full.
Good news is Elmeric doesn't need to be healed.
So that brings
The wagon's just fine. The fire was set out on the other side of the
20.
road from where you guys were camped.
Bring some respect.
Just for you, I don't think you were here for our last stream waster, but the Cambion that you're technically NPCing right now is actually adolescent. Thank you. The Cambion is playing is actually an adolescent tiefling with ancient demon blood that was awakened through a rite. Hey, T-Wiz.
Hey!
That's me.
Right.
There we go.
I meant everyone, not everything.
Ah, gotcha.
Everybody gets the 12.
Yay!
And you notice that the last few fires are slowly starting to grow.
Alright, we need to get those out now.
Should we all just go get them together?
Now that people have gotten a bit more healing, it's not a bad idea.
I would suggest doing so.
Yeah.
We'll do this. A 6.
Yeah, should be, yep.
11, 13, 14, 15, 17. As you, Elmeric, as you were trying to flavor test these rat folk, you also noticed that most of them had small pouches on them, and in total there was 17 copper in their pouches. There were 5 daggers. 3 of them are throwing daggers.
No.
Oh,
Artemis's is at 19, hun, and you are at 20.
there are also 6 light crossbows. Many of them in a state of disrepair, just barely usable. 2 of them look like they're okay.
And I already have a light crossbow, so that's... How many bolts are on them?
You know what? Roll me a d20.
17?
So you find 19 in total
Oh, cool.
between all of the different quivers.
That is mine plus 15. So plus 15. Does anybody else carry a light crossbow?
What
I do.
does Serena have for weapons?
She has a longbow, quarterstaff dagger.
And she wouldn't need the light crossbow either.
I have a light crossbow.
You have a light crossbow?
Yep.
Okay. Do you need any extra bolts, or do you want some extra bolts? Because I'm full plus 15.
I could use 2.
Okay.
You have a longbow. It's technically better if you're looking for range. So, the other pieces is there's 5 throwing daggers and 17 copper. You see Elmeric has a small coin purse in his hand. Seems very pleased with himself. So, with that being said,
15.
the uncle steps up. I think y'all should take those bodies and toss them out into one of them farms.
Okay.
Oh, let me look at something here real quick.
We should probably take one of the rats' bodies and toss them in the fires.
Okay.
Or into one of the fires.
There you go. Now you
There's
can
nobody
post.
to, keep from diseases and that kind of stuff. It's great.
Oh, I was trying to eat them.
Probably that too.
That's what the uncle had suggested.
Yeah, we could probably take one of the fires and try to, bank it so it doesn't.
Well, you're one of them there nature critters. Can't you use some sort of magic to make a little fire burn so that the fire doesn't get too big?
I don't have that spell.
You technically do, but not in the same context.
Huh?
Do you have Druidcraft?
Yeah, but I didn't prepare it.
Okay. Because you can do minor nature alterations with that, and that's a mistake that a lot of the people have made in your presence. Oh, you can manipulate nature. No, I can make a flower do things.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, I took a couple other ones in place.
Well, all right. We have to find some way of making it so that this fire doesn't spread too big. Anybody got ideas?
What do we have for resources here?
What you see?
Well, I don't suggest using thunder wave to try to.
Technically, you could.
Are the fires small enough?
I just saw. Oh, just put it in the general chat.
God, it feels what? Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Yeah.
Just put it in the dining room.
But basically creating a burden like he was talking about, except we'd have to do it manually.
I don't have anything.
How many fires are out there left? Is it just one? Two? Okay. So we should probably put out the one and bank the other one so that it's not gonna spread too much more, and use the rats as fuel, so to speak.
Okay. You guys take some time to do that. It's arduous, it's annoying, it's hot. But you guys eventually get a lot of the area cleared out. Combination using your weapons to cut down the brush and spread out some area. A little bit of help from Elmeric to burn off some of a controlled burn.
Counter fire, yeah.
Burn. You finally do manage to get it all taken care, set up to a point where you're comfortable with
Okay.
what's going on.
Okay. We'll start tossing the rats' bodies at me. Sorry, no jerky.
Yeah, Pop's already kind of. I updated your privileges, Waster. It might not have updated while you were in there. So, hop back in when you get a second and check it out. So yeah, you guys get that done. The uncle offers to stay awake and watch the fire if you guys want to finish your rest.
That would be nice.
But I think maybe we should move the wagon here so that in case anything goes real bad, we can kind of skedaddle.
Works for me. Let's see. So that. So then, after the rest, we'd be back to full, essentially, as far as.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Oops, there's more out.
Should I think that's something else on that? Okay.
I'm double checking something here. Alright, yeah, it should work. There we go. Hey, I see pictures, yay. Oh, there we go. I will make sure that the rest of the group gets to see those pictures in a minute here too.
Oh, Drew press it can't go.
So, the rest of the night goes by pretty quiet. Everybody gets a rest. When you wake up in the morning, you see that the uncle's fallen asleep on the back of the wagon. The fire has become, for all intents and purposes, just a little smoldering, and by little I'm talking about 20 feet in diameter, a hatch of your hands. Oh, very nice. Now those look really good, my friend. I will make sure that the rest of the group sees these when we're on break. So, as you wake up the next morning, the uncle helps break camp. You eat breakfast in the smoldering pile of ash, making sure everything's out, and you start your way again. The uncle explains to you that it's still going to be about another day, day and a half before you get to Advale.
Okay.
And with the rat folk being so close to the trail, it's not a bad idea to keep an eye out in case things get rough again.
Mm-hmm.
However, you guys are traveling with the mountain to the north, the plains to the south, the forest back to the east, and a completely unexplored continent off to the west.
After we hit
Yes,
it,
we saw. It looks wonderful, my friend. Artemis will sleep in the wagon and help keep an eye on it. And I would like a perception from anybody who's not sleeping on the wagon while it's moving. I'm going to assume that's Serena too.
19.
Yes.
I tried to talk and nothing came out.
Right?
Hers is 18. Mine is 15.
15, 18, 19. Alright. You and Serena, as you're checking out the countryside, keeping your head on a swivel, the two of you end up looking north, and for the briefest of moments, you catch, you don't catch this either, unfortunately. Merrick, you two catch just briefly between the peaks of two of the larger hills and mountain peaks, just briefly, an image that you can only describe as awe-inspiring. As you cross past this and everything kind of shifts the way perspective does, you see this ornate carving, and it's only about that big. Off in the distance, deep in the mountains, up in the peak of a dwarven head, much like you would Mount Rushmore.
I'm just starting off the south end.
Yeah, you guys are, you and Merrick are kind of, people keep forgetting to look up. But yeah, you two kind of, you and Serena are kind of walking near each other, and all of a sudden Serena's like, but it is some of the most beautiful work that you two have ever seen. To be able to see that kind of detail from this far away, it's just wow. And you two keep an eye out for that as you guys are traveling. And you pointed out to the rest of the group, I'm assuming, hey, guess what we saw? And with that, the uncle turns around and goes, yeah, we kind of forget about those kind of landmarks seeing as we make this trip all sorts of times. But if you look up this way, and as he points, you all turn, and once again, you see this gigantic dwarven sculpture. This time, it's about that big, and it's the entire sculpture of a dwarf in war regalia holding onto a battle axe.
Crap.
And
Wait, what is
Uncle's like, the dwarves have been doing that kind of work for, I don't know, ever since we started to live on this planet. It's just amazing, but it's real hard to get to visit them, as the dwarves don't like visitors up in the mountain much. But they make sure to put their artwork where everybody can see it.
Definitely impressive.
You guys, as now it's been pointed out, you guys see just dotting the landscape of these mountainsides are these glorious sculptures, ranging from faces to busts to the entire.
Ooh, ah.
Darn it! I erased it.
Oh, no.
I had an image I wanted to pull up. I think I know where it is.
Oh yeah, them dwarves are mighty crafty.
There we go. Here's your fireworks. Because I are a dork.
I'm assuming we're putting those in the map now.
Well, eventually.
Mm.
When I finally remember to get to it.
Mm.
Because, working 2 jobs, I can't really.
Right. Well, I'm assuming she's doing that for her map.
Oh, stop it. That's not what I wanted.
Mm.
There it is.
I keep hitting the wrong buttons. Technology is too smart for me.
Final inventions.
I had to help my grandma open up her contacts today so she could call my grandpa. So.
Well, when it comes to the older generations, I can understand it. But I've been programming computers since I was 8 years old, and some days I wonder how I can use my freaking phone.
Yeah.
So as you continue traveling down this way, there's constantly that little voice in the back of all of your heads about the rock, and wondering if and when it might make itself known as.
Right.
You're pretty sure that these are the same, the same mountains, or real close to the same mountains that the rock was living in.
Mm-hmm. And why the rat people came out this far?
Yeah, the rat people came out for an unknown reason, according to the uncle. Is there anything you guys want to do while you're traveling?
Thinking about meditating for switching out a spell, but I might hold off on that.
Well, you did sleep, so if you want to switch out a spell, you can do that now.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a thing I can do or not, but if I took those dice out
Okay.
and just held them and meditated, could I maybe pick something off of them?
What do you remember of the dice so far? Okay.
The one side was a skull, and they were important to exonerating myself, but I don't know where they belong.
Roll me a D4, Waster. Wait, what are we talking about, Aurora?
I think she's talking about the rock.
Oh, yeah, it was about every other week. And since you guys last saw it, it's been 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Good memory.
Mm-hmm. Where did that go?
That's fun. What are you looking for?
Oh, I was looking for either entangling or that's all the time. I know what's in here. Look at this.
And Amberly, is there anything that you would be doing while you're traveling?
The dice.
Other than that? Because we're talking about a day's worth of travel here. Can I see Serena's character sheet?
I don't know, soon if the cat will let me pet it.
Okay. You're the one holding on to those papers, right? The blank papers?
Yes.
Elmeric, you're sitting there thinking about all the different things that are going on with you and the changes that have happened in your person. And as you're doing this, you can feel these strange energies that run through your body. It's almost like a heightened awareness to an invisible force that runs through the world. And as you're mentally playing around with this, trying to figure out what this thing is that you can feel, you, in a weird way, mentally tug at this, and all of a sudden, the Dragonborn that they keep calling the Bari, his backpack starts to glow.
Why is my back glowing?
You don't know this.
Oh, okay.
Elmeric's the only one who can see this.
Okay.
Roll me a wisdom.
Just
Just a straight up wisdom with a d20.
adding my wisdom mod.
Yep.
21.
21. As you're working with the dice, kind of meditating on them, trying to get a feel for what it is and why they're important to exonerating you, there's memories of what caused you to leave home in the first place. And right now, as you're playing with these dice, yeah, right? As you're playing with these dice and these feelings come to you, there's a memory at some point in time, you've seen these dice before. They weren't in your possession. They were in the possession of somebody else. And right now it's just this fleeting memory of somebody holding on to the D6s doing this. And they struck you as odd because they had that skull emblazoned on it. Good evening, Moondog. Welcome. It's good to see you. So, you're starting to pull whatever it is that happened out. But right now, the only thing you get is somebody else had them, and they were being played with as almost like an idle habit. And the atmosphere in the area was darker, kind of smoky. Every other, you miss it by 1 week, it's next week. And where are all of my players? You're looking at them except for one. Aurora is out of town right now. I'm trying to find people to join in on the game because we've lost we've lost 2 of my players and 1 more is leaving very shortly here. So slowly but surely, I will get them replaced. It's just kind of hard when it's middle of the week and people have to be adults. I am slowly but surely, you know what? I'm actually considering doing a combination of streamed game through Fantasy Grounds or something like that and table game like this. Combine the both of them. I have to look into it because I need to know what service would be most applicable to it. But not only you, Moondog, I also have Waster Warboss who's in chat with you, who I, just for shiggles, decided to turn into an NPC for the game. You know what? Do you have Discord? You know what? You and I might have to converse a little bit because I've been looking into Fantasy Grounds and I've been looking into Roll20 or Roll20. Not sure which one, but seeing as you have Fantasy Grounds, I might have to have a conversation with you about that. But how about I catch you during our break in about 10 minutes here and we will discuss a little bit about that. So, that's what you get so far from your dice. And there's still that inherent feeling that there's something lingering there that you just can't quite pull up. No matter how hard you try, it's still some sort of mental block.
Okay, and they're in a pouch, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of my rope and make a necklace out of it and put it around my neck underneath my clothes.
Okay. Nabari, outside of playing around with your spells, is there anything else you want to do while you're traveling? Aurora, that question goes for you too. Is there anything you'd be doing while you're traveling?
Probably not much other than, the spell switching and then
Because the spell switching technically happened while you were having breakfast.
right. Keeping an eye out for different flora, fauna, that kind of thing.
Okay, roll me a survival. 17?
Mm-hmm.
As you're doing this, looking about, trying to figure out the different flora and fauna because this is a new place for you.
Mm-hmm.
There are new plants, things that you haven't ever seen, but they're very similar. So you're not sure if they're going to work for you or not, but there's also many different plants that you're seeing, especially the flowers, that they are unique. You've never seen them in Albus. You've only seen them here.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them you're pretty sure are just weeds. Well, not quite weeds, but they're the equivalent of dandelions.
Right, right.
They pop up everywhere. You see the other random ones that are perennials and annuals, different things that look like they are specifically just, what's the word I'm looking for? They're bee flowers.
Okay.
They're not,
Okay.
at least from your experience with flowers similar to it, people don't generally use them as garden plants. They're wild plants that just germinate and pollinate wherever.
Okay.
But there are a few that show up here and there that are very reminiscent of things you've seen back home.
Okay.
Check your whisper, Moondog. I sent you a link.
No, I don't have that yet, so no, okay. Well, I was thinking for future purposes if there were something that I can pick up, but that's not gonna work until later.
Okay. Aurora.
Did your post get eaten?
Well, no, I've been waiting to see if she wanted to say she was doing anything other than playing in Wisconsin.
Speaking of which, those light board things that she posted online are
Is there anything you want to do while you guys are traveling? It's going to take you about a day to get to Adavale. I wanted to see if there's anything you wanted to work on or do.
besides petting the kitty?
Having fun with cursive. I haven't written in cursive since like
Okay,
elementary school.
do me a favor and roll a performance check for Aurora.
Okay. So, performance is, 20.
Alright, so you have found that some of the grasses that are growing around this road,
Similar to cat.
some of them are a little bit more sturdy than the ones you had been using while you're weaving, and you don't necessarily restart the whole process, but you start weaving and tying stuff together with this new grass, and it's turning out very, very well. You recover most of the work quite rapidly as, well, you've done it once before, let's do it again. So you're working on your cat toy. You didn't attune to anything. You actually are seeing a magical aura emanating from his backpack. And after a while, you realize that it has a flavor to it. It has a mark to it that designates it as something specific. But you've never seen this before, so you're not quite sure what it means. I will let you ruminate on that. As it is now just shy of 8 o'clock, yeah, technically you see magic, but after about 10 minutes, the ability fades away. And we are going to head to break as it's just about 8 o'clock. I will catch chat in about a half an hour on stream. Moondog, I will actually keep in contact with you in chat while we're on break. The rest of you, we'll see in a little bit.
See you guys.
BRB. Alright, welcome back everybody. We have been playing around with some software. We got a really outstanding offer from Moondog that we're potentially going to be taking him up on once we get things settled. And Aurora has decided to join us over voice chat so we can actually talk to her and listen to her. Yay! While we're playing.
Hello.
So, with all that being said, you guys are traveling to Adavale, and the day goes by relatively quiet as you guys are looking at all of the sites. It's, yes, we're back. And I'm glad you're here with us. I hope you guys had fun on your game. I think I'm going to have your guys' stream on my phone while we have our stream on the computer so that I can see what the heck you guys are doing, because I have never seen the game you guys are playing. So I'll be kind of distracted, but I'm really interested. Either that or I'll just go watch the VOD. Either which way. You guys have traveled for most of the day. Things are pretty quiet. What's the word I'm looking for? The plains, they are just as boring as going through some of these states that we have. There is nothing, just grass and the occasional tree poking up here and there.
Welcome to North Dakota.
North Dakota, Oklahoma, Kansas, there are so many states. Montana, certain parts of Montana are just horrible. South Dakota, there's a couple places in South Dakota that we went through that there was nothing. Unless, of course, you're in Iowa, then it's not plains, it's just cornfields.
Right. I'm getting some maize. Thank you. You're welcome.
So, as you guys are doing this, though, you notice a few things that jump out at you, in a manner of speaking. You notice that there are groups of these rat folk that you had seen earlier moving around. And they're small parties, generally ranging from 4 to 8 in a group. And they all seem like they're scavenging, hunting, searching, just moving about and it's almost like they don't have a centralized location with as sporadically as you've seen them about in these plains. There doesn't seem to be any real concern from Elmeric or his uncle. They just kind of keep an eye out on them and make sure they don't get too close to the wagon. And at this point in time, you see that the uncle picked up one of the light crossbows and has decided that that's going to be his new sidearm. While you guys are traveling, he asked if he could get a few of the bolts from you guys. And welcome back, Moondog.
How many bolts did you want?
How many do you have?
I have my full complement plus 13.
Maybe a half a dozen or so.
Okay, 6.
You know, there's more food there than bread. That's why she cooked it. So he gets a half a dozen bolts from you. I'm really not that much of a fighter, but you know, I'll do what I can. And for some reason, I cannot keep his accent.
I was going to say.
Keeps changing on me.
I think that's the third time.
Yeah, 3 different accents. He's just confused.
You went from folksy to.
There is movement up in the mountains that you guys pass. Most of it is indigenous animals. You see mountain goats, you see different lizards, you see, but nothing that seems overly threatening while you're doing this. I would like one of you to roll a d12.
A 6.
A 6. Okay. And then one from you, Amberly. I got your name right.
No, it's actually.
Oh, hush.
8.
8? Alright. There's a few instances as you're traveling where the packs of rat folk do get a little bit close, but some menacing looks from Elmeric and his uncle, and the fact that there's so many of you who look like you're ready to bear arms if need be, they think twice about approaching you while you're awake. The rest of the day goes by just fine, and it starts to get late. The sun is starting to set. It's been, weather-wise, it's been pretty decent for you.
Mm-hmm.
There hasn't been much for inclement weather. Come on.
Today's forecast is.
Hey, Footballholic, thank you for joining us. Thank you for the follow. I much appreciate it. And I got to watch my little animation again. I can't wait until we have our own custom one made.
Yay!
Aurora, I'm talking to somebody to help me with that, so if you're not comfortable redrawing him, I have somebody else who might help. I'm looking here. The weather seems to be pretty gray right now, but it's warm. There's getting muggy. It feels like it might rain, but you're not exactly 100% sure about it.
Kind of like that stifling bugginess.
Yeah, not quite as bad as it's been around here, but pretty darn close. Hey, take your time, Waster. And as I was saying, it's starting to get late in the day. The sun is starting to set. The uncle turns and looks at you. We have a choice. We can either continue to travel on, or we can make camp again. It's really up to your choice.
Ooh. We don't really have anything pressing to do, so.
Right. Footballholic, thank you for joining us in chat. It's really good to see a new face.
Yay!
If you're a D&D fan, stick around, have fun, pick on our players, join in on the chat. Sometimes if you say something really interesting, I'll toss it in the game because why not?
Yeah.
If you're just being polite and giving us a follow, much thanks for that as well.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why.
All right. Thank you, Aurora, for the permission. I didn't want to do anything without your input first.
Yeah.
So, which is it? Are we going to travel through the night, or?
It's probably best that we don't travel at night.
If you're talking about my wife, she's with her friends giving them back rubs. I did not catch that, sorry.
Oh, it's probably best if we don't travel by night, especially with the packs of rats out there.
Well, it'd be harder for them to catch up to us if we're on the move.
There is that too. Any suggestions?
What about you, little lady? Any ideas? You want to keep traveling, or do you want to rest up for the evening? I mean, we really haven't done much, and the horses don't seem like they're flagging.
Well, I can keep us moving. I only need 4 hours of rest. So I can keep us moving for a while until someone else is able.
You know how it
Horses
works?
No rest.
Well, what's your input, little? I would say little lady, but you're bigger than me. Ooh, you know, I might take you up on that, Miss Fiddlepillow.
Ooh.
So, Serena, do you have any input on this? Do you want to travel for the night or rest for the night? I keep catching her when she turns the mic off.
I was just having problems with the Discord lately.
Have you tried turning it off and back on?
I'm sure she hear it now. She probably talks something at me.
Coming from the techie on the other side of the room, yeah. So you're of a mind to take a rest.
Well, if the horse is fine with it, I think maybe resting on the move would be probably more ideal then.
We can do that, especially if this one here can survive off of 4 hours of sleep. Do you know how to work a horse and wagon? Have you ever?
You taught me.
Good. You remember. I'm glad. Then we'll have you take your rest. Just remember, I'm a higher belt. Well, not anymore. We're about the same belt right now. Oh. Give me another 6 months and I'll be a higher belt. So with that, he motions for you to go lay down in the back. I'll do my best not to make it too rough of a ride. Which, as you guys have noticed, this path is well worn. There seems that somebody has come and cleaned out most of the big rocks and whatnot, but it's packed enough that the ruts are just very slight. You get the feeling that during the yes, you can get your foot that high. I am so gonna die.
I'll get the video cam out.
And what about you and Serena? Are you going to take and try and lay down in the back of the wagon too?
Yeah, we'll probably take turns. Just as another pair of menacing eyes is better than just.
Right. So who's going to lay first? You or Serena?
I'll take first.
Okay. Oh. I'm trying to mimic her.
Let's get.
I was close.
Wait, what's in those Powerades there?
You find that it's actually fairly comfortable laying down in the back of the wagon, especially seeing as Artemis is there as well. 4 hours does pass, and by the time the 4 hours passes, it's well into the night. And you can see that Elmeric's uncle is starting to flag. I take it you take over?
Yeah.
Okay. As you tap him on the shoulder, you actually startle him just a little bit. Huh? Oh, it's you. Is it my turn? I'm tired.
Go get some sleep.
Okay. And he turns around, crawls over the wagon, and lays down in the back. Okay. And about the time it is for you and Serena to swap positions, it's getting to be fairly close to dawn. And you can see that you're working on your third day of overcast conditions, where it's threatening to rain, but it's not. It's starting to get really muggy now. You know, you can feel your leathers and whatnot just kind of sticking to your skin. Yeah, it's getting gross out there.
I think the first thing that we'll do when we get in town is get a bath. Find a bathhouse.
The only thing that's really saving you guys from being super disgusting is there is a breeze coming down from the mountains. So there's just a little bit of that brisk wind that is keeping you guys from just overheating. And as the sun starts to come up, you see ahead of you the silhouette of what looks to be civilization. And yep, she wants a bath too. You see the silhouette of what seems to be civilization. You also notice that there seems to be more care taken to the land around you. The trees are, what's the word I'm looking for? Trimmed back from the road so they're not hanging over and getting in the way of the travelers. The grasslands are trimmed but not so much cut, so that rather than coming up to the waist, it's right about knee height now.
Right.
So only the smallest of creatures can move around without being seen. As you continue on, you notice that there's some trees starting to sprout up more and more. You swear that you're walking into what might even be an orchard of some nature. And as you get closer, you realize, indeed, it is an orchard. Wooden fence surrounds the land, and you can see that there are apples being grown. You're also starting to notice that the land is starting to be tilled further out from where you see. You're getting into croplands and fields and stuff like this. And slowly but surely, the city starts to grow ahead of you. About 4 hours of travel into light. So it's getting to be about 8, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
You guys approach the city proper. And before you actually get into city limits, Almeric points out that they have a farm outside of town. And this is where you guys will part ways.
Alright.
We have to get back to the farmlands and let the family know that everything went well.
Surprise!
Right? And, well, it's not so much a surprise as it is something to celebrate, which you are more than welcome to celebrate, as most likely the city will send out announcements that Almeric has returned safe and sound. Keep your ears open. You're invited to the festivities as you were part of making this happen. As you watch the uncle turn, look over his shoulder, and shoot a slight daggered look. One of those, boy, you made this way too difficult looks. And you guys are on the outskirts of Adavale. Yeah, we need a bath before we go.
Right.
Oh, well, I guess we know what we're going to find.
Exactly.
You notice that the missive that you've been communicating back and forth with Stygian, Malloy, you notice that it has become blank. And the previous one had done the same thing too. You're rolling rolling Arcana.
16.
16?
Mm-hmm.
You're not 100% sure, but your best guess is the magic fades after use,
Okay.
and it's on purpose. Hard to steal information if it's not there.
Right. Right.
And
That
knowing
makes sense.
what Beloy is all about,
Mm-hmm.
it does. It makes a bit of sense that he would do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So all that back and forth that you had is no longer present. But the last things that you remember from the missive
Mm-hmm.
is what you have to work with.
Right.
Once you break through the farmlands,
Mm-hmm.
you enter Adavale proper, and it is a large city. Not on the same grand scale as White Bridge, which it houses close to 1 million people in White Bridge. Plus you got the royal family there,
Right.
and all this good stuff. It's a large city. You know that prior to you guys ending up crossing the stormy seas, if you did, you did. I was making note of that missive just because it was something unique that hadn't been noticed before.
Yep.
Oh, hold on.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Joe.
You notice that there are pretty much humans and tieflings that comprise this entire city. You see the occasional dwarf, you see the occasional gnome, but everywhere you look, you see humans and tieflings. And for you, you're really thrown off. Being a cleric, you're familiar with, hey, welcome back, Waster.
Hey, mister.
You're familiar with the descriptions and visualizations of evil, as the church has put it to you. Devils, demons, and servants thereof, you're familiar with, at least in basic concept, what they might be. And every so often, as you're walking into town and watching people mill about, you will see what looks to you to be a succubus. You see what looks like a very small version of a glabrazoo. You see the various cambion here and there. You see somebody that looks almost like they're taking on the visage of a chain devil. These are demons and devils that should not exist in this plane of existence. Those are creatures from the abyss.
So I feel a bit uncomfortable.
I'm not sure. How do you feel?
Yeah.
I mean, the ones we were traveling with seem nice.
Oh, look, I need this one. And I want to give you and the viewers at home an idea of some of these creatures that you're seeing. This guy here. And I need to bring up this. So that guy, 4 arms, 2 of them look like they're crab claws. That's a glabrazoo. You see a succubi and an incubus, which they're very similar. I mean, they have wings. They have extremely pretty bodies. They're the epitome of amorous nature. And then the chain devil is this guy, right there. You see that? Something looking similar to that walking around. And nobody's batting an eyeball at this. But you were raised that these creatures, and there's your succubi and incubi. And you see these creatures walking around freely, communicating with the humans, communicating with the tieflings, conversating, sitting down, eating, shopping at the different curio shops, and it's not that there's this huge collection of them, but for every 20 or 30 people that you see walking around, you see another one of those type walking the streets.
And it just seems normal to them.
And everything seems to be normal.
Yeah, good question.
Yes. The reason I'm pointing it out specifically to Amber Lee is her clerical nature. These are creatures from the abyss. You guys just watched Elmeric turn into a Cambion, which is in and of itself weird, and now you walk into a city that has demons and devils walking around freely with humans and tieflings.
Right.
Tieflings, a race that you guys have never seen before.
Fair enough.
They're walking around like this is common day occurrence. You guys,
We'd be probably a little bit on edge. You'd be like, okay.
there are demons and devils walking around with strange creatures that feed their young to shambling mounds, wandering around with humans.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And nobody's batting an eyeball.
Right. Probably.
Well, right now you're not with the party, Elmeric. You and your uncle have gone back to your homestead to let your family know that you survived not being eaten by a shambling mound. There's going to be a party later.
Nori's gonna be eyeing
Who was
things
the
down.
alert?
Yeah, be like, okay.
You're not there.
So yeah, you guys are standing just on the inside of the city proper, and this is what you guys are seeing.
Well, being that we experienced, what we did with Americ,
Ooh, real quick interjection. Mike, there's pulled pork in the crock pot if you want to try some.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
By the way, Aurora says, hey, Mike.
Huh?
Mel says, hey, Mike.
Oh, hey, Mel.
Yeah, being what we experienced with Elmeric, I'm going to at least take everything with a grain of salt and say, okay, this is different.
Okay.
But,
Okay. Yeah. So Aurora is pretty much attached to your hip, and Artemis doesn't seem too concerned. He's looking around. He can tell from your guys' reaction that something's not quite right. But he himself is just like, new place. Amber Lee, you are completely out of your element.
Yeah. I'm just gonna stay alert and
Right now, your biggest focus is making your way back home and celebrating your victory. The unfortunate part about playing NPC.
yeah, I'm just gonna be weary.
Alright, where are you guys headed? What are you guys looking for? What are you...
probably the bathhouse.
Yes.
We're going to ask where that's at first.
Alright, so who are you going to approach, as there are quite a number of people wandering around?
Humans?
Probably human.
Okay, that's just fine. If that is your gut reaction, I will work with that. So you guys approach the nearest human.
But we're probably going to go to where, because from what I understand, most bathhouses are usually connected to inns, taverns, that kind of stuff, or at least they have a place to bathe.
Roll a perception for Aurora.
14.
14? Aurora, you start looking around to see if there is some sort of authority figure, and it's difficult to ascertain, as you guys are kind of following Nabari's lead as he's trying to find a bathhouse. You're scanning different people as they walk by, and you eventually come to the conclusion, it takes a good 10-15 minutes, come to the conclusion that the authority are the devils and demons that you see walking around. As they seem to be the only ones openly carrying weapons and armor. The rest of the people, some of them have the occasional sword, most of them have daggers, but the majority of it looks like it's utilitarian as opposed to martial. The only ones that seem to be dressed martially are those demonesque ones.
We probably will ask a passerby if they'd be so kind to point us in the direction of a tavern or a bathhouse.
Which one? We got both.
Preferably a bathhouse.
Bathhouse. Oh.
Speaking of which, how are the people looking at us?
And that's the thing. All of a sudden he stops and he gives you that look. Well, bathhouse is down that way. You go down 3 roads, hang a right, head down until you see the building with the white face on it, and then turn right, go down 3 buildings, and there's your bathhouse. But I have to ask, what is your kind doing down this far south?
I suppose we haven't really seen many of our kind anywhere along.
Hey, the fact that you have a young lady like this following you means you're doing something important, but I...
Well, we were...
Power word death. Not power word slave, power word death. Are you actually saying that, Aurora?
We're not from here.
As you were saying?
Basically, we're essentially travelers not familiar with this area, so
Well, yes, I know you're not from here. That's kind of why I'm asking. Almost all your kind are in the north. I mean, you have most of the territory there. It's not common that we see you this far south.
oh, are relations strained at all, or?
What kind of question is that?
Unfortunately, we're not actually even from this continent. We are from across the sea.
What?
Yeah, we came from across the sea.
How?
Well, obviously by ship, but...
Welcome back. Mark, back.
Hey, welcome back! Obviously we came by a ship, but unfortunately we lost...
How? I mean, this sea of storms has destroyed any traveler that's ever tried to come through. We went to explore many different places.
We managed to make it through with 2 ships. We lost 2 ships along the way.
Oh, I suppose if we're going that way, I was talking for tradition.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that. So you managed to actually travel the Sea of Storms.
Yes. Yep.
To what end?
Well, it's a rather long story.
Most of them are.
But
At this point in time, he's standing in the middle of the road, and all of a sudden you hear people, move! And he sidesteps out of the way, and he looks like an average common folk.
Mhm.
And he is just enthralled by what you're telling him.
Basically, for all intents and purposes, we kind of went along for the ride, but now we're acting as emissaries for our commander.
Emissaries, what is it that you are attempting to do?
Oh, set up trade routes and essentially reestablish our presence on this continent. Basically recolonizing for all intents and purposes.
Recolonize? There's not much to recolonize here. This entire continent has pretty well been expanded on.
Oh, that's good to know.
Huh. Well, again, anyhow. Yeah, bathhouse, like I said. Just follow us. Head down three streets, take a left, down to the white building, on your right. You can't miss it.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Those are the follower points.
Oh,
You can
okay.
actually find how many you have.
Oh, neat. Nice.
Yeah, and guess who number one is Miss Fatal Pillow? Her old man.
Oh, gotcha.
So yeah, you guys have directions to the bathhouse.
We are going to head that direction.
Okay. As you continue to do that, yes, you're precious. Mr. Twisted Drake is number one. I'm going to steal all his points from him.
My precious.
So,
Then head to the bathhouse.
alright. As you guys start walking through town, you notice you do get a few glances here and there. Most of them are of curiosity. And from the demons and devils that are walking around, you
Sit here.
you get a few glances that they almost feel like a challenge.
Okay.
But it's a very slight feeling. It's almost like a recognition of power.
Okay.
Two bodybuilders walk by each other and they both flex.
Right.
It's kind of that.
I'd make a terrible bodybuilder.
So you catch little sights like that. You walking along with them, they kind of glance over you. Nobody pays much attention. Where do you have your holy symbol?
I think it's around my neck.
Okay. And who is your deity again?
Pillar.
Baylor? There's a couple of times as you're moving through town that a dwarf will stop, look at you, and you'll get this really curious side-eyed look from him. And then they'll talk to whoever's next to him and you'll see him just start talking fast about it.
Like a gnome?
What's that?
Like a gnome?
No, more like that is weird, that is unheard of. Most of the whispers that you do overhear slightly, They are in awe that you are carrying the symbol of Pelor around your neck. It's curious, it's unheard of. It's a couple of them use the term just not right that point you should carry.
do I hear some of those comments? Or do I hear some of those
Oh
comments?
yeah, you all hear, every so often you'll hear little things like that. I have cast
Maybe you
charm
should
person
hide.
on the chat. Follow 1 point. It's my success.
Maybe you should hide that for while we're here. We don't want to direct unwanted attention.
I'll just tuck it in.
Okay. After 15 minutes or so walking, you find yourselves outside the bathhouse. You sound like a Saturday morning cartoon. You guys find yourself outside the bathhouse.
Is there anybody that's in the front that takes? No. Okay, so this is a free for all type bathhouse, or?
You're just in front of it. You haven't entered
Okay.
yet.
Okay.
Yoink.
Oh my god!
As you open this, you're standing in front of a building that is fairly large. You've seen churches that are smaller than this. We're not talking the Grand Colosseum in Rome,
Right.
but I mean, this definitely ranks as one of the larger buildings you've ever seen. And it's well constructed out of stonework, chiseled, carved. There are pictures of people holding water basins. There are. Oh, it's not that we don't love you. You just really sound like a Saturday morning cartoon. There's none of it's suggestive though. It's all this. The theme of it is servitude. The theme of it is cleanliness. The theme of it is a place of relaxation, and the beauty of this artwork immediately calls you back to what you saw in the mountains as you were traveling in.
So.
And in front of you, as you go to open it, you notice that there are 2 fairly decent sized marble doors, polished to almost a mirror surface,
Holy crap.
that have ivory and gold inlaid handles that you pull to open this. And when you do, you realize that the marble is almost 2 inches thick, but the doors move as though they weighed nothing. And the moment you do
One
this,
instruction there.
right, as you do this, you immediately witness a what's the word? I can't find the word. It's not necessarily a foyer, but it's like the waiting room.
A lobby.
Lobby, thank you, lobby. You open it up and find yourself in a lobby. And the lobby is plush. It's a very expensive flavor to it. You see leather, you see plush chairs, you see love seats, sofas, loungers, you see flowers and vases. There's decoration everywhere here, but it's not set up in a garish way. It's set up to feel like everything flows. Even sitting in the lobby, you feel that you would be just as comfortable as sitting in a library.
This place might be a little too expensive for us.
On the back wall, you see this large desk that comes out from the right-hand side, wraps around, and goes down. And it, from the entirety of it, you're guessing it's close to 20 feet long. Stands right about waist height to most humans, and again, very ornately carved and worked. You recognize this type of artwork as things that the elves would do. You've got dwarven artwork on the outside in the stonework, you've got elven artwork inside on this large desk. And standing behind it, you see three people. You see two tieflings and a human. Milling about in the lobby, you see a couple of tieflings, you see one demon, and this one, you're not quite sure which one this is. It's got a strange goat-like head. It's got crab claws on it, and it's got a satyr's type bottom for the legs and waist.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just sitting back, leaning up against the wall. Again, it's carrying a weapon on it where nobody else here is. The folks standing behind the desk, two of them look up and see the group of you walking in. They just kind of stand there with this expectant look on their face, waiting for you to approach.
I guess we'll approach, seeing all that. Out of curiosity, what? When we get to the desk, I'm gonna, do the.
Which one? Whom are you approaching?
Probably the one that we're all comfortable with was probably the human.
As you approach the human, the two tieflings go back to working on paperwork.
Hello there.
Hmm.
How much is it to utilize the bathhouse?
We just asked for your donation.
Oh. Fair enough.
Is this your first time?
To this one yet. Yes.
Then let me introduce you. Welcome to the Consist Bathhouse. We are, how do they want me to say this? We are blessed with thermodynamic heating to a natural hot spring that has emerged from underneath our fine city. Using the craftsmanship of the dwarves of the mountain, we have created this establishment around it. We have enlisted the aid of the elves to give us these fine furnishings to allow you your pleasure and relaxation. We do not have to put much effort into making sure that your bath is well taken care of, as much as we just make sure that all of the amenities are there for you. It is your donations and your kindness and your generosity that allows us to continue to expand on this. And without those, well, we wouldn't have the things that we do now. If you would follow me, he walks out from around the counter.
Yay, got it to work.
And he walks, follows the counter, goes to you guys' right, goes through, and there's a large oaken door that he opens and has you enter. He walks in, and there is what looks like a locker room. There are wooden shelves that cover the majority of the wall, and each of them has a small door on it. We have individual lockers for people who are here just to visit. And if you look here, and he points to the other wall, and you see that there are slightly larger lockers, and they have a golden colored dot on them.
Mm-hmm.
These ones have been purchased by members who wish to come back and have become regular patrons here. So they have their own lockers. The memberships here allow certain other perks that that people who are just wandering in don't necessarily get. But it's part of them paying patronage to keep the doors open and all of the amenities going. Something that you, if you are interested in, you can more than comfortably join in the ranks of our special elites that come in here. Now, as you stepped into this, stepped through all of this, it's very comfortable in here. There's this cool air to it as opposed to the humidity outside.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you step this way, do be warned, this will probably be a bit difficult at first. And he reaches and opens the door, and this wave of heat just rushes in as you look out, and there is this large, probably 30-foot wide by 40-foot deep pool. And this is the hot springs. We've carved out much of the land so that it creates this large pool that you can sit in, but it is naturally fed. It feeds up from some of the rocks on the back that you see there, and you can see that on the far side there's this natural rock formation, the water pouring out. You can also notice, as you all look, this is a communal bathhouse. We ask that you respect the privacy of others, and you notice that there are mixed genders throughout the entire thing. Besides that, we have towels, towel racks, and all of the amenities that you need there. If you want refreshments, we have a small bar on that side. And if you follow me, walks you back out to the desk. Will it just be the three of you?
Yes.
Will you be purchasing a membership?
Not this time, no.
No, but I'll take out 2 gold to donate.
Oh, you are most generous. Thank you for your kindness.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Make your way to...
take out a gold as well.
Alright. And you want a membership, Serena?
Yes. Yeah, 53 gold pieces, huh?
If you're interested in membership, it's actually an annual fee, and we only ask of 14 gold for the year.
No, just a day pass.
That's fine. Day pass, again, it's free for you to come in and join us. We appreciate the donations that come our way. Make your way into the locker room and pulls out 3 keys. Here you are. And you guys make your way into the bathhouse. As you guys
doing
find...
about the cat?
What's that?
Are they just letting the cat in there?
They have not said a word about Artemis.
She's donating 2 gold.
Alright, 2 more gold.
Down to 51. Yep, just it.
We just did, yeah. Yeah, you guys find a locker room, make your way in, and you guys make your way to the bathhouse. Any points of exhaustion, any hit points that you're missing, all of that, you are revitalized after being in the bath.
Nice.
How long do you guys intend on spending in the bath?
Probably.
Half hour.
About a half hour?
Yeah.
Alright. You
This
guys walk
long
out.
day just feels nice.
Maybe an hour.
For you and Serena, it's not extremely hot. Being that you guys are Dragonborn, being that you are of the fire affinity, heat doesn't really get you that much. You step inside this hot spring and it is comfortable. You, Emily, on the other hand, as you get in, you have to ease yourself in. It is a bit on the warm side. Roll an animal handling for Serena.
Where's your animal handling? So 10. Sorry,
Artemis is reluctant to hop in the water. And with much coaxing, you finally get him to actually test the water. And the moment his foot submerges, he pulls it out. Hot, hot.
Oh, he doesn't like hot springs. It's good.
You've already taken off your clothes, there's not much more we can do. There are no windows, but there is a wall. Yeah!
Oh dear.
Call that. So yeah, after half an hour, Amberly, you step out of the water looking much like the prune that you normally would. Serena,
Probably a little lobster like too.
right? Serena and Nabari, you guys, nothing to worry about.
Yep.
And what are you doing after you finish with your bath?
What time is this party?
I don't think he really mentioned other than the fact that it'll be later.
Should we go find something to eat?
Probably should. Probably find a place to stay and replenish our supplies. I
Oh
think
yeah,
we
yeah.
should
That
maybe
too.
stay for the party, see how the things go here, and
Spend the night and go back tomorrow?
probably, yeah, probably. Huh?
Don't give the DM ideas. So yeah, you guys acquire your clothing, and as you walk out, are you? It's like all three of you are on the exact same page.
Yep.
I love this.
Yep.
So, you guys have no idea where the tavern is.
Same page exactly.
Yep. Yep.
Nothing yet.
Yeah, I think we'll ask around where the general store is first, and then probably ask for a tavern. Probably the guys at the front desk.
As you do that, the gentleman at the desk that you talked to last. Oh yes, lodgings. I suppose this may be a bit uncouth to ask, but are you looking for some of our finer establishments, or is this just a brief stay and any accommodations will do you?
Pretty much,
Brief.
well, any accommodations will do me.
Brief.
Then I suggest that you head out to, which one would be best for you? The Jawbone would probably be the best one.
Jawbone?
The Jawbone. It's both a tavern, a speakeasy, and an inn.
Oh. You didn't miss much, Waster.
Right. So it should give you your entertainment, it should give you a place to rest, and more for food as well. From here, you would end up taking a right, go down 4 streets, hang another right, and you should be pretty much walking onto their doorstep.
Thank you. And general store?
Just head down the main road, there's many of them.
Oh,
We have
okay.
quite a number of travelers that come through here, so that was the best location for most of those shops.
Okay, thank you. You wanna donate another 4 silver pieces for the information?
Oh, again, you are most generous. Thank you very much for your donation. So, you have directions to an inn.
Probably hit the general stores first while we have light.
Okay.
And then hit the inn closer towards evening.
There are quite a number of different general stores, and you notice that most of them sell pretty much the same stuff. Prices are roughly similar when you look at a few of the different ones, doing some price checking. So without knowing the town very well, you have your pick of where you want to go. You see that there's not much in the way for arms in an armory. On that main strip, you don't see a blacksmith, you don't see an armor smith, you don't see anything like that. The few places that you do see any type of weaponry, it's very simple stuff. It's daggers, it's the occasional short sword, and most of it seems fairly basic.
Okay.
So where would I go to try and sell the 2 gems that I have?
I don't know.
I'm gonna check around and see which ones sell some pouches, just to pick up a couple more pouches or packs.
For
Couple small pouches just to hold like pebbles or whatever, and then a larger pack just to
so you're talking pouches about that big?
yeah, give or take.
Okay.
And then probably a larger pouch that'd be close about that size. Yeah.
You spend a little bit of time looking around, and you do find a place that sells some bags and pouches and whatnot. As you enter, there's a young lady working there. Yes.
I'm looking for just a couple of smaller pouches and one larger pouch. And,
I'll pick them out.
so I'll pick out whatever.
Okay, how many small pouches?
Probably 3.
Okay, and larger pouches?
Just one.
Just one? Very well. Is that everything that you're looking for?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the 3 pouches, they are 1, 2, 3. Okay, and a large pouch is. We're looking at 4. Well, you find a couple extra ones, so we'll say 3 gold and 8 silver.
Okay. I'm gonna hand her just 4 gold.
Okay.
There we go.
I'm gonna go to one of them and see if I can sell my gems there.
There's, like I said, there's about 4 different general goods stores and a few little places that do miscellaneous arms and armor.
One of the general ones.
Okay. Same one that he went into, or a different one?
Sure, same one.
Okay. So he gets done with his purchase.
Can I sell these gems here? Like just 2 of them?
I'm not much in the way of acquiring things like that, but here, may I see them? And she picks one up. I don't think I can pay you for these. These seem to be in pretty decent condition. You want somebody who knows what to do with these.
Okay, do you have any recommendations?
Well, if you head to the north side of town, you might be able to find one of the jewelers interested.
Jewelers north of town, north side of town. Okay.
Mark off 8 silver for Serena to get her arrows. Unless you don't want to pay 8 silver for arrows.
I'm gonna let you know that I'm gonna go find this jeweler's to see if I can sell my gems.
Okay.
North side of town.
I'm also going to look about and see if they have a place that sells a spyglass. Similar to what our party member had there.
Mm-hmm.
Is it 10 silver makes gold?
10 to 1, yeah.
10, okay.
I'm gonna head looking
It's
for.
going to take you a bit to get to find your way. All right, so she's paying the 8 silver for it. You start looking for a spyglass, and you don't find anything like that in the general goods stores. You've talked to all 4 of the merchants, and all of them are like, no, we don't carry anything like that. I mean, you might try one of the curio shops, but you'd think Fairhall would be a better place to buy something like that.
Yeah, and I forgot to grab that there.
So you did make your way to Bear Harbor. How's things going over there? I heard it was pretty rough right now.
Things are in a very big upheaval at this point in time. I wouldn't recommend going there.
Can't wait till they figure their stuff out. We need to get trade going again. But yeah, try one of the curio shops. Maybe somebody drops something off there.
Okay, thank you. Oh, at the whatever curio shop.
So you make your way to the north side of town. Takes you a good 20 minutes to get there before you start finding anything that looks like jeweler shops. And you do. You find quite a number of them. Or not quite a number, but you find a couple shops with quite a number of jewelry pieces there. Some of them are pretty simple, all the way up to some of the very extravagant. And you see settings in gold, silver, platinum. You see rubies, emeralds, lapis, tiger's eye. You see all sorts of stuff.
I'll go to the one that was the most extravagant.
As you step inside, you see a yeah. You see something that really throws you off, if I can find it, because I'm freaking alphabets. R comes after
I
L.
need to find a weapon that's based on dexterity for melee at some point in
Really?
time.
Where did you go? Alright. I need to pull up the picture so you know what you're looking at.
I don't know if I want to see what I'm looking at.
Okay, so it's got to be under that. I should just have this page bookmarked. Alright.
Would the rapier work for you, huh?
As you walk into the shop, you see her standing behind the counter. And you seem to recall that that type of creature was called an Aranus. They are, again, servants of demons and devils. And she's sitting behind the counter, wings are curled up, playing with a spool of silver thread. She's got one of those little jeweler monocles in her eye that she's playing around with.
I'm going to walk up there anyways,
Mm-hmm.
take the gems out, and excuse me, could I sell these here?
Oh yes, you can sell. Oh, what are those? Let me see. And she takes it. She pops the monocle back in again. Starts taking a look at it. Oh, these are very pretty. How did you come about them?
Well, I found them on my travels.
Ah, very wonderful find. Are you looking to sell them, or are you looking to make something from them? I mean, these could be fantastic in the right setting. Do a really nice princess cut or a diamond cut, and even a rectangle cut. There's some really nice ones. I mean, we do a teardrop, and
I'll just sell them. I don't need them.
well, that's unfortunate. I think you look pretty in these. Well, how much were you thinking for them?
How much are they worth?
Oh, you're bad at this negotiation. You should always come up with an offer for me so I can counter you.
100 gold
For both of them?
for each.
Oh, for
100
each. Can I see your character sheet? Where do you have them written down?
By the money.
Do you remember what those gems were?
I don't remember if they were.
You actually just said gems. You didn't
Yeah,
really
you
tell
just
us what
said
they
gems.
Okay.
were.
Then I will be polite, and before you make your decision to sell them, make sure you know what they are. You know, these are the things that DM should really pay attention to when they're playing a game. So they don't have to stop in the middle of the game and look it up in a book to let you know what they did. Because that would just be smart. And where is my stats? I went too far. That's the table I want. So, that's that. I don't want that. So, biscuit.
Yeah, because each of us have 2 gems.
Yep, and it's not telling me what they are. Oh, here we go. I just turned the wrong direction. So, the one gem that you see is obsidian. It's an opaque black obsidian gem. The other one that you have is hematite. That really pretty silver stone.
Do they do anything special or are they just gems?
They're just gemstones.
So I just saw them.
Well, they're very pretty. You said 100 gold for each? That's asking quite a bit.
125 for both?
I tell you what. See, you don't drop your price. You let me counter offer. Can you negotiate? Always wait for the counter offer before you drop your price. That way.
Yeah, two.
That way you get closer to what you're hoping to get. We'll get you figured out here. These gems are actually not extremely rare. They are very pretty, and if they're done right, they can fetch a really nice price. These are raw, they're not pre-cut. So most of their worth is going to come from me and how much I expect to get from selling them. I want to make a profit as much as you want to make a profit too. So we have to consider all of this. Me, I'm going to offer you 75 gold for the both of them.
100 gold for the both of them.
And that's how you do this. Very well. And she reaches down, and you can hear the click of a lock. She pulls out a small pouch and drops it on the counter. And there you are, young lady. It was very nice doing business with you.
Thank you. Alright, I don't have to erase anything, I just have to put a 1.
I will make sure that the both of you know what gemstones you have on your persons as well.
Okay.
You finally make your way to a curio shop, and it is a mess. It's like somebody crossed a pawn shop with a hoarder's episode.
Oh dear. Okay.
And there is stuff laying about everywhere. There is a bit of organization to it. You've been to a swap meet before, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got all these ransacked tables, but that ransacked table is all full of knives and pointy stuff.
Right.
You got this ransacked table that is, apparently this is all jewelry, but wow. So I mean, that's kind of what this place looks like. It looks like a flea market and a pawn shop and a hoarder's episode just kind of met and exploded in this building. And it's not that big of a building.
Okay.
I mean, the building itself is from one side to the other, at the longest, 35 feet long.
Okay. Okay.
It's just this little dinky shop. And sitting behind the counter is an old man. Tiefling. Hair's gray. Yeah, junk explosion. Hair's gray. Beard's coming down to here, and it's all sorts of facing in different directions. You can see the gray has crept into the horns that are running out of its head. The other one, you can see some cracks in it as it's starting to get. And he's just kind of sitting there. Oh, it's been a while. I haven't seen anybody today. What can I do for you?
Well, kind sir, do you happen to have anything that resembles a spyglass, something I can look at in the
I
distance?
can do you one better. I actually have a spyglass, not something that resembles it.
Ah.
I mean, if you want something that resembles it, I have drawings of spyglasses.
I'm just looking for something that I can see further off into the distance with, so a spyglass would be just fine.
Oh, fantastic. I think it's on that table in the back over there. Move the moose head.
haven't seen a moose.
And as you do that, you notice that there is a bear trap underneath the moose head. And as you pick up the moose head, it goes.
I almost dropped the moose head.
Is it over there?
No, but I see a bear trap that nearly took my hand off.
Oh, wrong table. Try. No, that's probably the other bear trap. Try on the top shelf over there. There is an old rickety step stool.
Do I dare
When you put your foot on it, the thing shifts about 2 inches in each direction as you shift your weight.
Is this like you can support my weight?
I've been using it for like 60 years. It's a wonderful step stool. Just go find it.
Okay. She's getting ready.
It was a bear for me, not a moose. Just walked in the middle of the road and sat right in the lane. I'm like, no, keep walking. You big tub of fur. Go away.
And you don't dare honk at them either. Yeah.
Move. And it went, no.
Well, all I can say is don't do that with a moose. It will take the front of your car off.
Right?
Literally.
So yeah, check on the top shelf over there. If you see what looks like a small book of maps, you're in the wrong place.
Okay. Looking through.
As you get up there, you have to move a few things over, and lo and behold, there is a book of maps, and it's not small.
Ah,
It's a book of maps.
good lord.
We miss you too.
You'll be home soon. You'll be home soon. Was it up there?
No, found the book of maps, however, that you.
Oh, good. I have to move that so I can finally sell it. It just takes up space.
You want me to bring it down for you?
No, I'll get it later.
Okay.
Look for the crystal cube thing with the bug head in it over on the shelf over there. See if it's over by that. And as you walk over, you see that somebody had made a resin cube and stuck what looks like a fire beetle's head inside the resin and made it into a paperweight about yay big.
That's actually awesome.
So
Okay.
that's how you know where you were looking.
All right.
Now roll me a perception or an investigation, whichever one you want.
Which one gives you more?
That's exactly
I
it.
think it's the same thing, yeah. So 18. 23.
Okay. You start rummaging around a bit, and it's not in the immediate area, but as you shift a pile of knickknacks out of the way, there is a small glint of what looks like brass underneath some cloth, about 6-8 inches from where you were looking. And as you pick it up, lo and behold, you find your spyglass.
Yay! Making sure that there's no bear traps around.
What's taking you so long over there?
Oh, just making sure that I don't get snapped at by any more traps.
Oh no, it was under the moose head and that box of cigars over there.
Oh, okay. I'll walk over to him and. So, how much for the spyglass?
God, he picks it up, opens it. Wait, I got to see way too much of that chest. Can you do me a favor?
Okay.
See that tapestry right there?
Mm-hmm.
Can you pull it to the side? And as you do it for the first time since you've been in there, there is light.
I'm blind!
That appears to work. Yeah, there's no rattle. It's in good condition. 25 gold.
Okay. I'll do that.
I think the last guy who used this got lost. It wound up in my shop, so you know.
Fair enough. I mean, in my mind, half tempted, going, "Did you lose it?"
I've lost many things, and the thing I missed most is my marbles.
How much for the book of maps up there?
Oh, what book of maps?
The one that you, the one that you said you were.
Well, that's where it went. I've been meaning to move that so I can sell it.
Right, that one.
You want to grab that step stool over there and climb up and grab it for me? Oh, don't worry, it's just a little bit wobbly, but I've been using it for the past 60 years. It's a trusty little piece of equipment.
At least nothing got. Oh, good.
So you pull down. So you pull down.
Yep, a pull.
It weighs a lot.
Okay.
I mean, you've picked up some tomes here and there. This is the tome of tomes.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you're probably holding on to 12 pounds worth of leather and paper.
Fair enough.
And as you kind of step back down off of this rickety step stool, you can feel this thing. Oh, wonderful. You know, I'm waiting for that thing to break.
Did you need it? Well, want a new step stool?
Oh no, that's a wonderful piece of equipment. I've been using it for 60 years.
Fair enough, kind sir.
Oh, you found the book of maps. What was your question?
How much would it be for this book?
Oh, I can't sell that to you.
Okay.
I spent many years traveling and I put that book together. It's got sentimental value.
Oh, okay. I thought you wanted to sell it earlier.
Did I say that? Oh, I don't remember. Sorry about that, young man.
Hey,
So, what can I get for you?
that's all that I needed from you. I'll would you,
No, you can leave that there.
thank you.
And as you walk out and he flips it open,
Mhm.
you watch as the pieces of paper inside that, most of them are blank. And he flips it open and he starts tracing his finger across it, almost like he's following roads and rivers. Oh, I remember this one. That's where I found that stupid donkey that wouldn't. As you're walking out.
Take a quick look back. Well, I got what I needed. And spyglass.
After I sold them, I was making my way back, and then I was gonna find the jawbone if I didn't ruin it.
You're not sure your way around the town, so you're kind of meandering around the streets right now?
Yeah, I was gonna go back the way I came.
Yep.
To the bathhouse and then follow the directions.
Okay.
Right.
So,
4 streets and right.
right. So you make your way toward the jawbone. And Serena, what have you been doing while all this is happening? Have you been following Nabari around? No, I'm with you. That's all I if I really need something, I can go hunting. I'm okay. Alright, so you find your way to the jawbone. You and Serena are walking around.
I mean, is there any place that actually has like cat toys, feathers, or whatever the?
You do not see a PetSmart.
Okay. No crazy ladies that have the.
Oh, there's lots of crazy ladies.
Crazy cat ladies, I should say.
Only one, she's
Okay.
following you.
Okay, fair enough. We're both gonna get punted here.
And I can hear from that side of the table, hey!
I think I'll go and see, get the gems that I have appraised and whatnot. Being that we have time to kill.
Okay. So, Emily, you make your way to the jawbone. And you find that it is a decent looking establishment. When you walk in, you notice that there is a larger dining facility to your right that heads back for most of the establishment onto a stage. And there's a dining hall. You see, or not a dining hall, but a dance floor. And you see to your left, there is a bar. And standing at the end of the bar is a human just kind of lounging there.
Great.
There's about half a dozen folks sitting about drinking. And again, you see another demon leaning against a wall.
Do they look suspicious when they're leaning this wall, or are they just... Do they look suspicious as they're leaning against the wall, or...
No, he's watching you.
Shop smart. Shop pet smart.
I'm gonna walk up to the bar and order a drink.
What would you like?
What do you have?
I've got wines, I've got beers, I've got meat, I've got...
I'll have some wine.
What kind of wine are you interested in? I mean, you do got the pointy ears, which means you're probably an elf. You guys really like that fruity stuff, usually.
Yes, fruity.
We've got peach, strawberry, and plum.
Strawberry.
All right. He disappears in the back. Comes out and he's got...
There you go. Yeah.
Hey, there you go. I'm going to call these kitty goldfish, the snack that smiles back. When he comes back, he's got a heavy-looking glass bottle, and he pops a cork on it, dumps the wine out in the glass while you're watching, and pretty much from the moment he popped the cork, the smell of strawberries just floats out toward you. Fairly potent. But when you take your first sip of it, it is smooth. There's almost no bite whatsoever. Would you like me to leave the bottle here, or you just want the one glass?
The one glass is fine.
Oh. Well then, you know what? Roll me a d20. I'll make sure that it's chilled in back if you decide to change your mind. That will be 4 silver.
I'll give him 5. Just so he has a tip.
Roll me a d6.
That's not a D6. That's a D6. 2.
And then roll me one more d6.
6.
The first gemstone that you have is a chrysopars.
A what?
Chrysopars? Chrysoprase. Sorry, chrysoprase. It's a translucent green gem.
Okay. How do you spell that?
Chrysoprase.
CHRYSHPO. Okay.
CHRYSOPRASE.
ASE. Okay.
And the other gem you have is also just as annoyingly hard to say. It's a chrysoberyl.
Okay.
That is,
That's a blue one, isn't it?
no, it's greenish.
It's green. Okay, so
It's got a slight yellow hue to it.
okay.
Aurora, give me two numbers between 1 and 12.
I'll clean this up after. And yellow green.
Young lady, is there anything else I can do for you?
No, good, thanks. I'm waiting for some people.
It's Stevie stands for
All right. 3 and 8. You too.
Sure,
I
this
need
guy's
to write these down for Aurora.
Okay.
For the first one, she's got a chalcedony.
CHAL.
CEDONY.
CEDONY.
And that's an opaque white gem. And the other one she has is a tourmaline.
TOUR.
Yep, MALINE. And 1, 2, 3, 4. That one happens to be a almost transparent red. So you make your way. You make your way to the same jeweler that she went to, and you see this heiress sitting behind the desk. And for you guys, you see a powerful-looking woman with large wings coming from her back. If we were in Norse mythology, she'd be a Valkyrie.
Oh, okay. We'll take it that way. Okay.
But she's got a very menacing look to her, as she's got the sharp, almost talon-like hands, the fierce-looking eyes. She looks pretty mean.
Okay.
But you're catching most of that as profile, as you also see the rose monocle, and she's handling a couple of gems, or a gem, and what looks like a small piece of platinum with prongs sticking out of it.
Pardon me.
Guess
Hi, is it possible to get a gem appraisal here?
Well, it's about the only place you can do that around here.
I just didn't want to disturb you if you were too busy. That's.
I'm always busy. Take a look at my shop.
True. Is it possible to see how much these two are worth? Well, and probably hers as well if she's doing the same.
Are you going to sell yours?
Not selling it, just seeing how.
Oh, you're not selling.
Not at this point in time. I'm just curious as to what they're worth.
Well, there's a wonderful thing about these types of gems. I mean, it looks like you have a. What do you have there? Chrysopars and. Let me see the other one. I forgot which one that was.
It was the chrysoberyl.
Okay, yours was a chrysoberyl. Yes, a chrysoberyl. Thank you very much. I have noticed that the women are much quicker to praise me for the beauty of the shop, and the men tend to be more focused on finances. Well, these are both raw gems. They haven't been cut. They're not worth very much in this state. But cut properly, they could fetch a very pretty penny. These, and in the proper setting with the proper cut, you're looking anywhere from 150, 200 gold for the both of them in the proper settings.
Okay. Out of curiosity, how much would it take to cut them to?
Well, I would take 20% immediately to do the cut and setting.
Okay. I'll pass on that for the time being. But thank you.
And you, young lady, do you have any questions for me? She takes the gems out of your hands, looks them over. You're in pretty much the same situation as your friend here. You'll get anywhere from 150 to 200 based on what we can do with the cuts and what kind of settings we can put them in. And it would be 20% immediately off the top for me to do the cutting and the setting for you. I can definitely see this tourmaline being in a beautiful platinum setting around your neck. What?
As I'm sitting there going, I wonder if you could make a necklace out of the green and then the red and then the green. Because one's a translucent green, the other one's a yellow green, right?
Mm.
Okay.
It's a vibrant green, but there's just this slight yellow when the sun refracts through it. You can see a little bit of yellow.
Neat.
Well, if you're not ready to give up the gems right now, I would suggest looking around the shop and seeing if something pops into your mind. And you don't have to make your decision today. Just take care of those gems so they don't get damaged. And with that, boys and girls, it is just past 10 o'clock. And we must call it quits for the day because I have to get up early in the morning and work. I thank you everyone for joining us. Please come back on Saturday. We will be running a band of wanderers. And on Sunday we will be doing sand and magic. For anybody interested in Egyptian mythos, sand and magic is pretty interesting. I will look forward to seeing the rest of you later this week. Have a wonderful night. Thank you for joining in on the fun waster. And Moondog, if you're still hiding out there in Lurkerville, I will get a hold of you soon about the offer you made. Again, thank you everybody. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you on Saturday.
Take care. Bye.
I guess that's my bye.
Wheezy, you popped in just as we're signing off.
Bye bye.
Thanks for poking in and good night.